Are you feeling a little bit better about where your portfolio is today? Now, probably just a little bit better, right? But 2 weeks ago, remember, we were watching the Bitcoin price tank, as well as many of the altcoins. And if you were watching your portfolio, you probably saw the value of your portfolio decreasing tremendously. And that's hard, even if you've been in the crypto space for quite a while. It's normal to feel that concern, especially as you then hear people say, oh my gosh, we're entering the next bear market and the bull run is over. And then you read that and it amplifies your fears. But you're still here. Congratulations. Now, I've been in crypto since 2017. I've seen this pattern repeat multiple times. It even happens during bull markets. I still feel that we are in a bull market, though we might be experiencing a month or two that feels like a bear market. I think the bigger trend is still a bull market. And my best guess is we have some parabolic moves ahead of us in the coming months. So, what am I focusing on? Well, with my belief that that's how it's going to play out, and I'm not always right, I'm just often right. But if it plays out that way, then I am going to be exposed to some massive gains, which is exactly where I want to be, exposed to some massive gains. What's the challenge with massive gains? Well, at some point, massive gains flip around. So when prices go parabolic, they don't stay parabolic for forever. And bull markets end and bear markets start. So where is my mind today? Well, I've been looking over the past number of months, in fact, the last 2 years, thinking about, okay, we're going to have another bull market that's going to do tremendous. And following that bull market, we're going to have a bear market. So where am I going to be putting my gains to take away my huge downsides of just leaving them in altcoins that could then go through huge downside risk? So option number one is put it in Bitcoin. Now, if you've looked at the patterns of what happens after the bull market with Bitcoin, Bitcoin itself also goes through a gigantic retrace, so that's an option. It's not necessarily the greatest option, but it is an option. Now, possibly I can take that Bitcoin and invest it for a return and get some decent returns, and I might do some of that. There's one of the projects I'm looking at heavily for that is called Albit, and they have some supercharged Albitized Bitcoin returns that might earn part of my portfolio there, but probably a smaller part. The other one I'm really looking at, and I don't have all the information from this, but they use a lot of mechanisms used in Wall Street in order to protect your downside risk. And that has my full attention, and that is Formation Finance. So here's their website. I've covered them before, but I wanted to bring it to you again to bring it front of mind because they are launching on DAOmaker soon, and registration starts, I think, in the next 5 days. Now, if you can get it at its IDO, that's probably the very best price available to you. So, what generally happens from there, especially a project with as much anticipation as this, is it usually goes parabolic off the launch pad. Now, if it does go parabolic off the launch pad, note that that is not the best place to buy. Most of the time, there then is a bigger retrace over the next 6 weeks, and so it takes patience. So what you do is you just let it run away from you if you're not able to get it on the launch pad, or right as the contract hits Uniswap, you still can get it right close to that initial launch price, but that's heavily infiltrated usually by bots that bid up the price very quickly. And so the risk is that you get stuck buying it on Uniswap at a price you're not exactly happy with. And often prices go parabolic, some of them quite high. So let's look at DAOmaker here. Now, I have not used DAOmaker before, but it's come to their website, and there's also lots of explainer videos on how to participate in DAOmaker. But you see them right here, coming soon. Registration opens 4 days, 20 hours. So usually you have to go through registration. That then gets you whitelisted for it. And how much allocation is determined by how many of their tokens you hold, etc. So if you're already part of DAOmaker and hold their tokens, fantastic, you're well positioned. If you're not, there is time for you to get involved and participate. But if it's just for one project, it might not be worth it because usually you have to hold a large quantity of their tokens. So plan B is, well, buy it when it retraces and it becomes boring. Now, there's always the risk that it doesn't retrace, and sometimes that happens. But if that happens, then you just move on and find other things. I like to buy when things are cheap. So my guess is, with all the hype, and look at them on Twitter here. Oh, somehow I lost. There we go. They already have 45,000 followers. They haven't even launched yet. So my guess is this is going to go gangbusters off the launch pad. I'm not the only one who sees value in this. So back to the website. Essentially, Smart Yield Farming 2.0, by adapting the 3 core principles from All Weather by Bridgewater for the yield farming environment. Risk Parity Protocol offers 4 classes of cross-chain yield farming strategies in the form of the following index coins. So that's what I'm highly interested in. And as we get later on in the bull run, I'll be deciding exactly where to take profits to. And so as by then, likely they will be out fully functioning. I can see exactly what kind of exposure I have, because I don't want high exposure to altcoins at that point. I don't want high exposure to probably even Bitcoin or Ethereum. I want exposure to stablecoins and just the best kind of returns I can get with that. Now, the problem with stablecoins is that fiat currencies are printing off so much. I'm just going to use the US, for example, because they're one of the biggest, and they're printing off so many trillions of dollars right now that it's highly possible, even though we don't know the numbers, that the currency is actually depleting, or your buying power is going down by 30%. So that's not great. Now, it's better than having whatever altcoin you're in retrace by 99.5%, but 30% isn't great. However, if I can find some places for stablecoins that I can earn 20 or 30%, at least that is mostly offsetting the loss. Does that make sense? So that stablecoins are a pretty good place to be. And so formation finance is forefront of my mind. Now, I have spoken to the team about 2 months ago. Very impressed with the team. So through my connections, as I was doing research on up and coming projects, one of my friends knew one of the team members here and put me in touch with them, and we did a video call. Really impressed with that video call, and that's the first part that really got my attention. I'd read their white paper and liked it, though I can't say I understood everything. In speaking to the team, I felt better that though I don't understand everything, very much they did, and I liked the way they answered my questions. So yeah, a lot of times when I invest in companies too, I'm investing in the people behind the companies. At least that's how I think about it, because money follows people, and it follows people that do great and amazing things. And after speaking to the team, I felt a lot more comfortable about that. So just to reiterate, they're going to be launching on DAO Maker, that you have to register within the next few days, next 5 days specifically. If this one does have a massive pump off the launch pad, probably not the time to buy it. Wait. This is one to follow long term. Now, I can't share with you exactly what you need to do, because I don't know what you need to do. I can only share with you what I'm doing, how I think about it, what I'm interested in, and why. And hopefully that adds some value to you. I do want to thank all of you that have subscribed to the channel, because when you subscribe and you like my videos, that helps me grow this influence. Now, with growing that influence, I've used that to be able to speak to the teams behind the scenes. I found when I was just an investor myself, a lot of the teams didn't have time to get back to me, even the ones I was invested in. Even if I had 20,000 invested in their token, still they wouldn't get back to me. It wasn't. So I realized at some point that I need to start a YouTube channel, try to add enough value to you that you would feel like it was worth your time to subscribe, and help me with a greater vision of giving me better access to the information on stuff that happens behind the scenes. Not the private information that they are under contract not to disclose, but the information that just isn't generally aware, that the public isn't generally aware of. Get that information and share it with you so that we can make better informed decisions. Doesn't that make sense? So many of you have joined me on that vision. If you haven't, I would love it if you subscribed, because it's coming together and it's working quite well. I didn't know that it would work. I just suspected that it would work. And if you've seen my channel over the last month, you've seen a lot of these interviews with up and coming superstar projects. And that's thanks to all of you and helping me grow the influence of the channel by liking the videos and subscribing. So thank you. And I'm going to leave you with the song done by Manuela of Argentina for all you rainmakers. And you rainmakers are the ones that are here and committed to this space. It's great if you're subscribed to my channel, but that's not what makes you a rainmaker. What makes you a rainmaker is when you commit to the space, not just for this bull run, but for the bear market that will follow, because that's going to be the multimillionaire making time. It's fantastic if you make millions this cycle, and that's great. If this is your first cycle, it's not likely that it's going to happen, though it could. The time that really makes the millionaires is when you invest in the bear market and then you experience a bull market. And that's when you see your portfolio, some of the items in your portfolio, from the bottom of the bear market to midway through the bull run having already 100x'd. And then from there, who knows where it goes. So that's what I committed myself to after 2017 and early 2018 when my portfolio dropped like a rock. Is I said, well, shoot, I'm starting to understand these cycles and that this happens frequently. And though everyone said, oh, this is the bull run that's never going to end, and this time it's different, and fiat's going to destroy itself this time, well, it didn't play out like that. And yet all my portfolio was structured that way. So I just committed to the space that I would be here through the bear market. I would make as many buys as I could during that time. I put every extra penny into the market while it was down, and it's done tremendously. And my guess is we're only partway through this bull run. So if you're committed to life-changing wealth, then be here in the crypto winter, and then for the run that follows, and that's when you're a rainmaker. Thanks so much.
Success is falling, flowing like rain. The timing's right, we're getting paid. Come on, rainmakers, let's make this happen.